I learned this from my mother. I wrote a book.
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
These linguistic hoops that people have to go to is dominant culture, right? Is powerful to say to students, you need to talk this way, write this way, act this way, behave this way. And when you strip away cultural wealth, when you strip away cultural knowledge, that's a form of violence.
I learned this from my mother. My mother taught me at a young age. I had a story in there where my mother had two voices, and I said this to her one time. She looked at me crazy. I was like, Mom, when you have on makeup, you're nice. And when you don't have your makeup, I think I'm going to get a whooping at any given moment. My mom was 6 foot tall, so I was scared of her until I was like 15, like frightened. And she had two voices, though. She had the voice at home, and then we went out to work. She had the other voice. And I think as African Americans, we all have that. You got to switch it up. And so the code switching, thank you. And so Andrew Bogut he said to me, he's like, Andrew, why do you talk different to like your black teammates, and then you talk different when you're talking to like, white people? And I couldn't quite explain it to him, but I was trying to explain to him, like my mother, when we went to go, she was on the phone. I remember the phone conversation, talking to this guy about a house rental. We used to rent this small 2-bedroom apartment. Like I went in there like maybe 10 years ago. And like, I'm like in there like this. And I'm like, my brother and I, how do we live in this space together? He's the same height as me. And the guy approved the rental. Like, yes, it's available to you. She took my brother and myself with her to see this, to get the house. And so we pulled up, knocked on the door. He answers the door. He's like, can I help you? She was like, yes, I'm the lady you spoke to on the phone. But her voice, he couldn't tell what it was. The house is not available. So from that moment, like I understood like how the world works. Like, whoa. And I'm like 9 years old. Like, who understands that at 9 years old? And like, it's just like what you're saying. It's like, how low can you go what can you lose when you don't have anything to lose? And so that leads me to now, I still have to maneuver how I speak. I have to be PC, more PC in some places. I can turn it down to other places. Even when we speak, he's always saying, I want to see that Springfield in you. But for three of you, this is my question. The higher you keep moving up, you're going to open doors that, you've never been in before, or doors we've never been in before. Like I'm thinking, we're seeing entertainers enter these billionaire realms, and they have to maneuver different. We're in this room. Like, we don't have the black Elon Musk, whatever you want to call it, or the Zuckerberg. Like, when are we going to have our own tech companies that are, $1 trillion market caps? But we're inching closer. And so as you move up, you say you want to stay yourself. Like, we always want to stay ourselves. But are you thinking about how you plan on maneuvering once you get into certain places? And like, what's your thoughts on it? My mother taught me at a young age. I had a story in there where my mother had two voices, and I said this to her one time. She looked at me crazy. I was like, Mom, when you have on makeup, you're nice.
Thank unions for that 5-day work week.